Okay, folks, in this video, I will be showing you folks how to get started opening your project or setting up the parameters for your video project or any video project you start up in After Effects. So in the last video, I pretty much showed you folks briefly how to import footage using this button, New Composition from Footage, and you use this if you already have a video clip or still image available and you want to use the dimensions of that particular video clip or image um, as the parameters for the size of your video. I briefly showed you New Composition, and I'll go ahead and show you folks that again. Now, up here, you type in the name of your project. In this case, you folks will type in your own name as the name of the composition. From the preset menu, you folks may have something else. We're going to go with NTSC DV. That's what you folks should check off. And when you folks do that, you folks will automatically set the width and height. It comes as a preset under the NTSC DV preset setting. Okay, these dimensions are already set for you when you select this setting. The pixel aspect ratio should be square pixels, and the frame rate is going to stay 29.97 seconds, and all of this is pretty much going to stay the same. You folks may have 30 seconds here. The way this goes is this is the hour marker here, the first zero. These two numbers here are the minutes. These are the seconds and the milliseconds. Okay, so our project is going to be roughly 20 seconds in length. So if you have something like 30, you can go ahead and type that in and type in 2 there. Just click off to the side to deselect, and you got a 20-second marker. And of course, we're going to leave the background color black. Okay, and then once you do that, don't worry about these other tabs. We have advanced and 3D render. We're not even going to touch that for the purposes of our project. So just leave those alone. And we're going to hit OK. And automatically After Effects sets up a project for you. Okay. And of course, here in the assets area, we have the name of our composition, which is whatever your name you type in your name. And we also see our name here and here. Okay. And of course, if you folks want to start adding video files, you folks add it in over here. Now, you folks can add in video files by right clicking, import, file, and wherever you saved your video clips to. In my case, when I went to the class website and I went down to the download section and I clicked on the AE exercise files, I downloaded it to my desktop. So here on the desktop, I look for AE exercise files and jump slow-mo, select that and go ahead and hit open, and it's added to your assets section. So anytime you want to add assets, you can right click and import. You can go file, you can do multiple files. I usually just click on file. You can also drag assets into your asset area here. Okay, if you have a window open, so AE exercise files, bring up that folder. Say if I wanted to import my fireworks video, I could just click and drag and drop it here. And of course, you get a little preview of that. And it does go alphabetically, so don't be worried if you see it pop up at the top, because it is named fireworks. Okay, so that's how you can start off your project. Now, if I go up to File new project, it resets. It'll ask me first if I want to save changes to an untitled project, and I click don't save. In this case, I'll click don't save, and we have a fresh project ready to start over. So I showed you new composition. Now I'm going to show you new composition from footage once more, like I did in the last video. We can go ahead and select jump slow-mo, click open. Excuse me. Now, as you folks have noticed, this video looks a little bit larger. Now, if we come up to composition up here, click on composition and composition settings, we get the composition settings window. This is the same window when, if we were to click new composition from the beginning, we would have this pop-up window. And remember, we had the preset and we chose NTSC DV. Well, because this video is already a certain size, Photoshop will name the composition, whatever the name of the video clip you just imported. It'll take that as the composition name. The preset will automatically revert to custom at the top. And the width and height of your composition goes according to the size of the video clip you imported. All right. Also, the frame rate and the pixel aspect ratio converts to whatever frame rate and aspect ratio your video is. The duration will already be set to however long the length of your clip is. All right. Background color usually stays black. So if you click OK, then your project is set and ready to go. Okay. So I just wanted to show you folks this. This is not how you folks will be doing or setting up your project. You folks will either be doing the project from new composition. You click on here, then you set it to NTSC DV and set this to 20 seconds and 00 for the milliseconds, and pixel aspect ratio will be square. So you either do it this way and type in your name like so. So that's one way. The second way is if you go to the download section of the class website and you download your name _ assets. Now this is an entire project that I've already set up for you folks with everything already set up, so you folks don't have to go through all of that. Okay, so I have that project right here, and if I open up that folder, let's see here, your name _ assets. If you open up that folder, you see a bunch of folders here, as well as an After Effects file. Okay, now if you double click on that file, you notice that if I come up to composition settings, we have everything all set up for you. Now this may look a little weird to you. Duration is 600. Disregard that for now. That's frames rather than time, the time code, seconds. So I'm going to hit cancel on that. You notice, if you watched my last video, there's two ways of displaying time over here. You can do it by frames. So right now, all these numbers you see in the timeline are frames. So this is frame 50, frame 75, and so on and so forth. I prefer, and you folks probably might want to do this, is to set it to seconds instead of frames. So to do that, you folks are gonna hold down Command and click on this here to switch to seconds. You notice my timeline also switched to seconds. If you hold down Command and click on it again, you get frames. For you Windows users, you folks are going to hold down Control and click on it. Okay. For you Mac users, hold down Command and click on it. And you can toggle back and forth by holding down the Command button and clicking here. And as I said before, when you click here, the corresponding frames or seconds changes on a timeline depending on what you select here. So I'm going to leave it on time. All right. And we have 20 seconds for the size of, or the length of our video, and the video window is going according to size. Now if you look in the assets section here, we have a bunch of different folders here. Now the folders, you can open up the folders by just clicking on these arrows to the left. There's nothing in the folders right now, so even if you go back to your name _ assets and you click on here, there's nothing in these folders with the exception of graphics, and I'll get to that a little bit later. Audio is empty. So what's going to happen is when you folks start looking for video clips to put into your composition, you folks are going to file those video clips or audio clips or images. You folks will file them in the corresponding folders here. Then what you are going to do is direct After Effects, or tell After Effects to look in these folders to get your assets from. Okay, so instead of having a bunch of video clips all over your desktop or wherever you're holding your video clips or audio clips, whatnot, you're gonna file them here in this folder, this folder, this folder, or even this folder. And every time you open up your project, After Effects will automatically look in these folders and put whatever's in these folders into these folders, and that's how you work your project. Okay, and I'll show you folks an example of that a little bit later. But in this video, I just wanted to show you folks how you folks set up your project. Now when you are saving your projects, okay, you folks will go to File and do either Save or Save As. Now, like I explained, for Photoshop, Illustrator, and whatnot, I tend to use Save As when I'm doing major saves, just so we get different variations. So you could do a Save As, and you know, you don't need this part right here, your name project 3. What we're going to do is change that to whatever your name is, and you could change this to version 1 if this is the first time you're saving it, version 2 second time, so on and so forth. And you can create a list of your different versions, just so you can go back to it if you screw up your current version, right? So keep that in mind as you folks save out your projects. You're gonna go File, Save As. I rarely use Save. If anything, I only use Save while I'm currently working on the project. Okay, so that should be it for this video. Just wanted to briefly show you folks the different ways that you folks can start your projects or open up projects in After Effects, as well as saving your projects. All right, in the next video, we're going to start getting into importing assets and working with those assets in After Effects.